Dr. Asa Frey, and today we're going to be talking about fasting and how fasting changes who you are. Just waiting to see if this connection is good, and then we'll get going. Please sign on. Let me know who is here and where you guys are from. Again, today we're going to be talking about fasting and how fasting can change who you are. So, the first thing that we need to talk about before we talk about how fasting changes who we are is the default thinking pattern that most humans have. So most humans go through life with this default thought pattern, and we need to understand that first before we understand the changes that happen during a fast. Now, during fasting, there are so many physiological changes, but that's not what we're really going to focus on today. You know, fasting can lower the blood pressure, normalizes the blood pressure, normalizes the levels of glucose in the bloodstream, so it helps with type 2 diabetes and hypertension. It can also give sort of a replacement or an upgrade to the immune system. So we also see fasting benefit those with autoimmune conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, systemic lupus, ulcerative colitis, and many, many others. However, some of the most profound benefits that I feel one can get during a fast are those which don't have a lot of clinical data or statistics. Okay, there's not a lot of clinical trials or lots of studies that we can point to. Hello, Rosa Aquino. Hello, Yamaira. Hello. How are you guys? Let me know where you guys are from. I know we got a lot of people from Puerto Rico and a lot of people from the United States. Just let me know if you guys can hear me okay, and let me know where you're from. Where are you guys from today? Yes, Asher. You're taking photos? That's great. Okay. Asher, give me a couple minutes and then we can play, okay? I'm going to do this live and then we can play, all right? All right, fantastic. He's super eager to play. That's all he wants to do is play. San Antonio, Añasco. So today is going to be all in English. Okay, Seattle, hello, how are you guys? You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. You don't know how fantastic it is to actually hear people say thank you, because this does require some time and effort. And I like to do this, give you guys this educational information for free. We try to do this as much as we can. So thank you, Lisa Ibarra, for the little appreciation. That means a lot. Trujillo Alto. Thanks, you guys, for showing up. So today's going to be completely in English. So all of the Puerto Ricans out there and people from South America, put on your English-speaking hat. I'm going to try to speak slowly and clearly so that everyone can understand me, but absolutely, completely in English today. Algunas veces yo puedo dar la charla completamente en español, pero hoy yo no voy a hacerlo. So English today, okay? So, again, some of the most profound benefits to fasting I find are things that are not really easy to collect data on, okay? And I haven't done a live in a while, maybe a month and a half. We've just been really busy. We've had a lot of fasting patients staying with us, a lot of patients on specific dietary programs, so that's been taking up a lot of my time. But I've been able to see a lot of these changes happen within the past month and, the past 5 or 6 years of experience that we've had fasting patients. So some of the changes that I feel are most profound are not those that are physiological or physical health changes. Yes, you can completely change your physical health with even a short fast. However, today we're going to be talking about how fasting changes who we are. And what I mean by that is how we relate to ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, and how we interact with the environment around us and with the other people in our lives, who we love and those who we don't love so much. But first, we're going to explain a little bit about the default thinking pattern of humans. And this is very simple. This happens to us all the time. And in order to explain this, I'm going to give you guys a few examples, okay? So imagine you get into the car in the morning, right? And you're getting ready to go to work. And you put the key in the ignition, and you put the car in reverse, and you back out of the driveway, and you're about to head to work. And all of a sudden, a thought comes into your head. Okay, it doesn't matter what the thought is, and that thought leads to another thought, and that thought leads to another thought, and that thought leads to yet another thought. And all of a sudden, you arrive at your office, right? You arrive where you were meaning to go in the first place, and you get out of the car, and you think to yourself, wow, I don't even know how I got here, right? You don't remember, right? You didn't record the drive. You don't remember the drive at all, right? Essentially, you were not aware or present for the entire trip. Maybe it took you 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to get to wherever it was you were going, but you have no recollection really of how you got there, right? That's because you weren't really present for the drive. Okay, you were here, you're up here. I'll give you another example. You ever wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth, right? And you begin brushing, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about yesterday. Something happened yesterday, and you were with a coworker, and this coworker had some ridiculous idea about Donald Trump. And you got in sort of an argument with this person yesterday. And you said some things, and they said some things, and you're replaying this event over in your head, over and over and over again. You're saying things like oh, that coworker is just so unconscious. I can't believe that he said those things. And you start thinking about maybe what you're going to say the next time you see him. Like, oh, next time I see him, I'm going to say this, and oh, that's going to be great. And oh, last time, I wish I had said something better. I wish I had said this. And all of a sudden, you're in your car again, right? You took your shower, you prepared for your day, and all of a sudden you're in your car, and you become present for just a minute, and you realize that you have no idea what happened in between the time that you were in the shower to the time that you got into the car, right? You don't know what happened in there. And so you look at your teeth, you make sure that, you got your teeth brushed. Did I brush my teeth? You check the mirror, you check your teeth out, you say, okay, I think I brushed my teeth. You don't know whether you used soap in the shower. Maybe you smell yourself. Did I even shower? Did I even use soap? Did I even wash the important areas? Right? So what we're going to talk about today is how most humans are so out of touch with their surroundings, right? They never actually are where they are. We are usually in a stream of our own thinking. Now, this is not, I'm not talking about specific individuals. I'm talking about everybody, okay? Myself included. We all do this, and this is sort of the default thinking pattern of humans. Most humans are so out of touch with their surroundings, we never actually are where we are. Right? We are in a stream of our own thinking with just enough attention not to bump into things, not to bump into, when we walk across the room, like we avoid the furniture, right? We don't walk out into the middle of a busy highway. We avoid walking into other people on the street most of the time. Good morning, Angie. How are you? Good morning, everybody. Again, if you're just joining us today, we're talking about some of the psychological, spiritual, emotional changes that happen during a fast, and how fasting actually changes who you are, how you relate to yourself, other people, and the environment around you. And you can change your life completely just by doing a very short fast. So most of our attention is here. Okay, it's criticism, complaining, having an issue with this or that, thinking about an unpleasant person from yesterday or from 10 years ago, what might go wrong tomorrow, like the challenges that you maybe are going to have to face tomorrow or the next week or through the next year without being consciously present. Okay, really present in our present moment, which is actually all there is, right? The past really does not exist, and the future is something that hasn't existed yet, will at some point, but when it does exist, it's going to be the present, right? So the brain has sort of this default pattern of focusing on the things that are wrong, that need to be remedied or that need to be changed. The things that are not really as they should be. So the brain sees symptoms, health symptoms, the same way. Headache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, pain, right? These are a lot of things that are wrong with your immediate situation. And that's what the brain is telling you, right? There's some things that are not correct, not perfect with this situation, and we should do something about it. This is what your brain is telling you, right? We should do something about it. And if you don't do something about it, right, there's some urgency to that. If you don't do something about it, then some bad things are going to happen, right? This is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and this, and then you'll lose your lover or your girlfriend, or your wife will leave you, and she'll take all your money, right? You'll lose all your money. And then all your friends are going to laugh at you, right? This is, that's like the perfect storm, right? Your wife leaves you, she takes all your money, and all your friends laugh at you. So your brain is telling you, we better change this situation, or something's going to happen. And it continues, right? It will continue with this same compulsive thinking. And do you know why, right? It says, and do you know why we're in this situation right now? Right? And we're here right now because all of these undesirable things happened in the past, right? All of these other events happened in the past, and that's why we are here right now. And let me tell you, right, the brain continues, let me tell you how bad it was, right? It was so awful. Let me tell you how awful it was. Well, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened, and oh, wasn't that terrible? And then your mother, right? And then your mother, she said this, and oh, how terrible that was. And that's why I'm here in this situation right now. But where I want to be, where you want to be, correct, is over there, right? You want to be over there where everything is good. I want to be out of this situation and just knock me out, give me some sort of ejection so I can not be present until the future comes and that moment is improved. But that future moment is never improved. It's always very disappointing. So, your brain continues. You think you deserve, you're right, I deserve to be over there because I've been here in this situation for such a long time. And it's been so hard living in this situation, so I really deserve to be over there. But right here, where I am right now, is really not where I want to be. I want you to take me out of this present situation and just move me somewhere into the future, right? This is why remedies for symptoms, for vomiting and diarrhea and headaches and nausea and pain, right? This is why remedies are so enticing, right? It's the thought that, oh, I can just take this pill or drink this liquid and change, manipulate, or basically transport myself from here, where I really don't feel so good, into this future situation down the road where I feel much better or much different, okay? People have you ever see this t-shirt that people wear? It says, but first, coffee, right? It says, but first, I must have my coffee. They might as well wear a t-shirt that says, I am unhappy with the present moment, right? I need something to change the way I feel so I might be a more pleasant person in the future, right? That's basically what that t-shirt means. So this is compulsive thinking that calls our attention away from being present. And your phone, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about the cell phone because, I would say maybe 50 to 75% of everybody's life is really spent, nowadays looking at the telephone. And this is a problem, right? Your phone makes this compulsive thinking so much worse. The phone is actually calling your attention, right? Right? Oh, a new email. Like, I have to check this. This must be important, right? Let me open this. Let me see who's written me. Let me see, this is another thing that I have to do right now, right? So, another text message. I got another text message. And the phone makes a noise, and it is basically calling your attention away from the present situation that you're in. Even if it's something on Facebook, right? Oh my gosh, Bob just posted something on Facebook, right? This must be important. Let me see what Bob posted on. Oh, it's a picture of what he's eating for dinner, right? It's a picture of what he's eating for dinner. And of course, you have to react to that, right? Oh, this does not look like a healthy dinner, right? There's meat there. This is not a vegan dinner. It's covered in oil and salt. And of course, you have to reply, right? You need to input, right? Again, taking you away from the present moment. You have to say, Bob, think of your health. Think of the environment, Bob. Think of the children, right? So we become attached to our routine, the phone, our cars, our look. We actually become attached to our look or our personality, right? Our newest and best clothes line, fashion, trend, and the personality that comes along with that, right? These become our attachments. We also become attached to the newest and best remedy, right? The newest pill, the newest supplement, the newest superfood, the newest fad diet, and you become you become these. Right? We place value in accomplishing things or doing things. Right? There's lots of things that we need to do. Right? I have to do this. I have to do this. I don't have time for that. I have all of these things that I need to do. I have all these responsibilities. Right? And you become your list of let's say, accomplishments, right? Who are you? Well, I'm the editor of this, right? I'm the editor of this magazine or this newspaper. I'm the author of this book. I'm the mother of 3 children. I'm the caretaker of the entire family. I have 100,000 followers on Facebook or YouTube. I work harder, right? That's another one. I work harder than anyone else, right? I only need 5 hours of sleep. Okay, these are the things that we place value in. I treat myself terrible, right? And I never get sick. I hear that a lot, right? I do all of these terrible things to my body, and I never get sick. And people are proud of that. And they say even when I do get sick, I still go to work, right? Absolutely. I completely disregard my body. Even though I'm sick, I still go to work. I still accomplish all the things that I was supposed to accomplish, right? We applaud and elevate those traits even when we know that the best thing a person can do when they are sick and having symptoms is what? What is it? It's nothing. It's nothing. It's literally nothing. To do nothing would be so much better than to do all the million things that you're already doing, right? To do nothing, to actually stop doing things entirely. Constantly doing, constantly striving, worrying, filling up time and space in our lives so that they look full. And I do this too, right? We all do it. No wonder why we can't make good decisions, good health decisions, right? No wonder why we just can't stop and slow down, take a step back, and do nothing for a little while. Listen to our bodies. Humans have a hard time being present, right? And we're up here with this compulsive thinking. So how do we change this mentality? How do we change our priorities, change our focus, get out of this pattern of thinking and doing and basically ignoring ourselves, gain back conscious control of our health and our lives? Well, fasting can be used to literally recreate your relationship with yourself. Fasting can be the bridge toward being more conscious, towards some consciousness, right? Some presence, some awareness, some clarity. And not just concerning your health, right? We're not talking just about, being present and conscious, being aware of yourself, and then translating that into making good health decisions. But we're also talking about your life and how you live it, how you perceive yourself, how you feel about yourself, what kind of a relationship you have with yourself, and the relationship that you have with others. And of course, the environment in which you live, right? How you perceive and interact with the world. But first, number one, before anything good can happen, you actually have to decide to fast. Right? You actually have to make that decision that fasting is going to be right for you. Maybe you're doing it. You have to come up with a reason to fast. Okay, this is called acceptance. And there are millions of reasons to fast. Literally millions of reasons to fast. You want to exceed in adopting a healthy diet, right? You want to achieve an ideal weight. You want to stop drinking coffee. You want to have lots of energy without drinking coffee. You want to stop using stimulants. You want to break your habit with tobacco or cigarettes or some other type of stimulant or drug. You want to stop your reliance on, proton pump inhibitors or blood pressure medication or diabetes medication. You want to lower your blood sugar levels. You want to normalize your blood pressure. You want to improve your skin. You want to restore your immune system. You want to improve your autoimmune condition, your anxiety, your depression. I want to get back control of my health, control of your life. You want to look and feel your best. I should have started out with that one, right? Everybody wants to look and feel better. Who doesn't want to look better? Of course, everybody wants to feel better, right? I want to take a break from my life so that I can recover, so that I have the time enough to recover. You want to focus, you want to, pay more attention to yourself maybe. Maybe because you understand that if you're not well and at peace with yourself, then you can offer no true help to anyone else. Maybe you want to take a step back, rebuild yourself physically and mentally from the ground up. So I just listed about 30 or 40 things there. You can pick one of those, or you can pick 5 of those, or you can fast, in order to accomplish all of those. Whichever reason that you pick, it doesn't matter. You just have to pick a reason to fast. And that is called acceptance, right? This first step is called acceptance. There is a process to fasting, and you must accept that process. Actually, making the decision to come and fast is a huge part of acceptance. You have to, number one, you have to schedule your fast, right? You have to schedule it. You have to call. You have to do a little bit of research maybe on the computer. You have to call. You have to schedule. You have to make a deposit, right? You have to sign some papers, right? You have to fill out some paperwork. You have to sign an informed consent, right? The informed consent says this is the process of fasting, and these are the risks, and you have to do this and this and this and this, and sign here, and you have to sign, right? I agree, I consent, I accept. You also have to accept that you are really not in control, right? That part of you, probably most of you, is not in complete control of your situation, your present moment, whatever your situation happens to be, right? And you actually have to take responsibility for where you are right now, right? Where you are right now is and always will be your responsibility. That's also called acceptance. That it is the lack of control that has created the situation that you are in right now. And you accept the need for the fast. So accepting responsibility, the reality is that your compulsively thinking brain, or that's what we call an ego, right? Or really the bigger you, depending on how big your ego is, which has most of the control. You also need to accept that no one can really help you. No one can really help you. Now, that might sound kind of harsh, but no one can help you fast, is what I'm saying. You need to accept that you have to do it on your own. Like, that decision needs to come from yourself. No one else can make that decision for you, and no one else can force you into a fast, right? No one else can push you into a fast and, tie you to a chair and force you to drink, 40 to 60 ounces of water every day in a resting environment. Nobody can force you to do that, right? Nobody can actually help you fast. There are no machines, no injections, no treatments, no external source that can help you. So you're going to have to do it on your own. Of course, we always recommend direct supervision during fasting. This provides a controlled environment, a controlled and restful environment, peace of mind, and an experienced guide and physician. Even if just to have your fasting physician or doctor come into the room, check your vitals, give you the thumbs up, well done, you're doing great, you're safe to keep going. This avoids a lot of mistakes and adverse events. This takes, just having the doctor, a supervised, experienced physician, experiencing supervised fasting, just having that physician come into the room, check your pulse, listen to the pulse, check the blood pressure, listen to the heart, identify any other concerns that you might have and educate you about what's going on with your body. This really takes away a whole world of worry from fasting patients. Fasting without direct supervision can be really scary, and fear is really not the best environment for health and healing. I think we can all agree on that. So all in all, the process is yours. So no one can fast for you. What are you going to do? Right? People say, well, what am I going to do? We say you should probably do a fast. That would probably be a good idea to address your health concerns and to get the goals, achieve the goals that you want. And people say, well, what am I going to do? Right? What am I going to do when I'm fasting? Nothing. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything, right? Absolutely nothing. You are allowed, in fact, it's beneficial to do absolutely nothing. And nobody can help you with that. And that's probably one of the scariest parts of fasting. Most patients are probably more scared about doing nothing than they are about their conditions in the first place. They're more scared about taking a break from their life, from their responsibilities. They're more scared about actually listening to their own body and taking the time that's necessary for themselves, right? And typically we don't do that. Our society is one that recognizes and elevates values such as hard work and persistence and generosity and caring for others. And if anybody knows any women in Puerto Rico, like most of the women here are doing everything. They do absolutely everything, right? They work and they take care of the kids, and they also basically take care of the husband, and they also take care of the grandparents. They do the yard work most of the time. They maintain the house. They cook the dinner. They do the laundry. All of these responsibilities fall on them, and they gladly take them. However, they completely disregard themselves, right? And to do a fast is to accept the necessity for that you need time for yourself. You need time for yourself. You need time enough to be aware and to get some clarity about what's going on with your body and your health. So, there are 2 or 3 other topics that I'm going to be going over the next couple weeks. I'll try to do one of these lives every week. And today we talked about acceptance. The next 2 lives I'll be talking about 2 other topics that are incredibly important and really demonstrate the other positive, profound effects of a fast. But we'll be talking about those in 2 weeks. I think my time is up. I think we did about half an hour. I'll take a couple minutes to answer some questions if you guys have questions. And again, give me a thumbs up if you guys like this. If you have questions about fasting or any of the topics that I went over, please feel free to let me know. Liz Maldonado is, we know you. How are you, Liz? Let me go back over and see what she said there. Thank you, Maria. Good. Liz says that 1 year after her 11-day fast, her blood pressure and sugar remains stable and regular. And she'll be planning her next fast. Yeah, you're about due for a fast, right? It's been maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Just so you know, fasting is perfectly safe to do every 6 months to a year. Generally, after a short fast, it's going to take you about 2 to 3 months to really recover. If you are thinking about doing another short fast, I would certainly take a couple months in between those 2 fasts. If you do a longer fast, anywhere from 14 to 30 days, you're looking at a good 5-6 month recovery period before you want to come back and do another fast. Many health conditions do take more than 1 fast to make a significant dent or improvement in symptoms or physiology. That's just how fasting works. Sometimes 2 weeks is not enough to really see dramatic results. However, any time fasting is beneficial. If you want to do a day without food and just on water while you're resting, it's perfectly safe for you to do. Give everybody the okay to go ahead and do that. Of course, there are some contraindications to fasting. Patients on certain medication that cannot be stopped immediately. Type 1 diabetics. Patients who are pregnant. There are a few other contraindications. Patients with very advanced stage kidney disease should not be fasting. But fasting on a yearly basis, I do a week to 10, maybe 14-day fast. I try to do that every year. Again, Dr. Joanna just did a short, 5, 6, 7-day fast. She went and stayed at a residential center in California to do that. Take into consideration that she has a lot of responsibilities and life happening here. So it's probably a good idea for you to, get out of that situation in order to allow yourself a really beneficial and perfect environment to rest and heal. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Yes, excellent, awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll go back over these questions a little bit. There's one question up here. What's the best way to eliminate the inflammation from the body? Inflammation. I'm sure I've done a live about this before. Inflammation and oxidation are... I'll begin again. Decreasing amounts of inflammation and oxidation in the body is one of the many benefits of a fast. And we're talking about on a systemic level. So not just inflammation of one area, the bloodstream or the lymphatic system or the connective tissues or the joints. We're talking about inflammation and oxidation on a systemic level. So the best way to decrease inflammation and oxidation is to come to a fast. The longer you do fast, the more positive effect you're going to have. The other way to decrease inflammation and oxidation is to start living a healthier life. Okay, start eating a healthier diet, start getting rid of animal products and processed foods such as oil, salt, sugar, and flour. Start getting rid of, go to bed early, get enough sleep, get out in the sunshine, do some mild or moderate physical activity. I need to address the other side of the coin here, which is that there are a lot of products and supplements and treatments that are out there that certainly advertise that they can decrease inflammation and decrease oxidation and heal and detoxify, right? Detoxification. Detoxification is a process that only happens under the right conditions. It only happens under the right conditions. And it is a process just like healing, just like digestion and assimilation and elimination, just like cell proliferation, just like the body catabolism. The body breaks down cellular material and builds up new cellular material. These processes are continuous in a healthy person. Right? They happen constantly, all the time. We can, however, do things or live in certain ways that these processes are diminished or hindered or slowed down, right? You can do two things. You can take in more toxin than your body can eliminate, or you can slow down the elimination of those toxins. That's how you accumulate inflammation and oxidation and how those toxins build up in the bloodstream. That's called toxemia. Now, to do one of these powders or potions or products, a liver cleanse and a kidney flush and gallbladder cleanse, and so what you're doing with these products is stimulating the organs in order for them to work harder, so that you can experience symptoms, right? So that you can experience diarrhea, maybe vomiting, maybe sweating, exhaustion, lots of urination, excessive work from the gallbladder, the kidneys, the liver, the intestines, the stomach. So you're actually stimulating the organs with these products. And that's really the opposite of what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is provide an environment in which detoxification happens rapidly, naturally. Right? And this is an environment of rest. So we shouldn't be trying to stimulate organs, right? Your body is exhausted as it is, and that's the reason that it can't get rid of the inflammation and the oxidation and the heavy metals and the PCBs and the industrial chemicals and the uric acid and the other intermediary byproducts of metabolism. Your body can't get rid of those because you're exhausted, right? You're exhausted. Your body doesn't have the energy or the capacity to perform those functions. The only thing you can really do is provide a perfect environment for rest, and your body takes care of everything. Those processes begin naturally. Okay, I hope that answers your question. I know that was a little extensive. Sorry about that. But that's all we got for today. Tune in next week. We will have another lecture just like this on some of the hidden benefits of fasting. Some of these benefits I feel are some of the most profound. Yes, there's a lot of physiological changes and physical health changes that do happen during a fast. However, there are many changes that happen to our person. Who we are changes during a fast. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you like this, and I will see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.